Okay, here we have Arduino project number 13, TouchSensorLamp. And so this project's really cool because what we're doing is measuring the capacitance. The capacitance, it's the weird tense, capacitance, capacitiveness, the capacitance of something. And what we're doing is we're creating a touch sensor with this pin right here, which is not attached to anything. So it's measuring the capacitance, which is really the measurement of how much electrical charge something can store. So you're probably wondering why I have this tinfoil here, and that's exactly why I have it here. It's because this is a conductive material, it's metal. And so by pressing this pin onto the aluminum foil, this light should turn on, this LED right here. However, the CapacitiveSensor library it's a third-party library with code in it, located right here. The problem is that, there should be a hashtag include, and then it says capacitive sensor up here. I tried to get rid of it and put in this own code I found off the internet. Well, it's private, it's blocked, so it does not work. But I'll still explain how it works. So yeah, so we don't need power because this pin 4 right here gives enough current to the sensor, enough voltage. And so what we have here, that's the sending pin, and this is the receive pin. So if I put my finger to it, it goes through the resistor to minimize any shocks or anything, and then it goes to the receive pin, and then goes to the Arduino, and then in the code it reads that value. It takes 30 samples continuously, because if I take my hand off for a second, and we only had 2 samples, it'd have a sample of this capacitive reading and then of my hand when it's off. So it takes 30 to get the most consistent data. You can see that in the with the sensor value, cap sensor, capacitive sensor 30. So that's the capacitive sensor. It takes an argument that identifies the number of samples you want to read, and then it sends that to the serial monitor. And depending on if my value of how much capacitance this aluminum foil has, if it's higher than that of the voltage being sent by the pin 4, if it's higher, then it'll turn the LED on. Higher equal. If it's not as much, then it won't turn the LED on, which you can see in the code right here. So if the value is greater than the threshold is the value right here, 1000. So there's 1000. Yeah, that's the threshold. So that's that's an integer, the variable that they create. So if it's exceeded, then the LED will turn on. And now if this were working and I put my finger on this, I would be taking away some of the negative charge picked up by the yellow wire. So then the light would turn off. But this is a really big piece of aluminum foil, so the capacitance is really high. It's proportional to the size of the object. Pretty self-explanatory. So yeah, I went over the code. We use capacitive sensor, allows you to measure capacitance of someone's body. And so yeah, it's really cool because you're creating a sensor. It's just a wire off the breadboard. We wouldn't really think that this could